Hello everyone and welcome. I'm here with a classic tale from the 1001 Nights, originally told by the great storyteller Shahrazada. Long ago, in the bustling city of Baghdad, lived a man named Sinbad the Hamel. He was a porter, earning his keep by carrying heavy loads on his head. He was as hard-working as he was poor. One scorching hot day, weary and sweating, he staggered past the grand entrance of a wealthy merchant's house. A bench by the gates looked too tempting to resist. He set down his load and sat for a moment. As he rested, a pleasant breeze carried the sound of a lute and joyful laughter. Curious, he peeked through the gates and saw a stunning garden, servants carrying trays of delicious food. The aroma filled him with hunger, and he quietly recited a verse about the unfairness of life, where some live in luxury while others toil in misery. Just as he finished and picked up his crate to leave, a young servant boy appeared. "Step inside," the boy said. "My lord wishes to meet you." The porter tried to refuse, but the boy insisted. He was led through a majestic house into a grand dining room filled with lords, fine food, and beautiful music. At the head of them all sat a noble-looking man. Overwhelmed, the porter bowed low. The master of the house bid him rise and served him a plate of food. After he had eaten his fill, his host asked, "Tell me, what is your name and what do you do?" "My lord, my name is Sinbad the Hamal, and I carry goods for a living." The master smiled. "You should know, porter, that you and I share a name, for I am Sinbad the sailor. Now, please, repeat those verses you recited outside my gate." The porter blushed, but his host insisted, saying the words had pleased him. After he recited the lines, the merchant said, "You speak the truth. But you should know, I only reached this state of comfort after long suffering. I made 7 voyages, and each one is a marvelous tale. Let me tell you about my first voyage, so you understand the pain I endured." And this is the tale he told. "My father was a merchant who left me great wealth, but I was young and foolish, and I spent it all on pleasure. One day I awoke to find the money almost gone. Remembering my father's words, 'A grave is better than poverty,' I came to my senses. I sold everything I had left, bought merchandise with my last 3,000 dirhams, and boarded a ship. We sailed from Basra, traveling for many days, trading at every port and island. Eventually, we came to what looked like the most beautiful island imaginable. The captain dropped anchor, and we all went ashore. Some started cooking fires, others washed clothes, and I just enjoyed the scenery. Suddenly, the captain rang the ship's bell, shouting, 'Run for your lives. Get back to the ship.' We looked up, astonished, as the ground began to shake beneath us. The island was heaving. The center of it curled upwards, and those who hadn't made it back to the ship began sliding into the sea. I was among them. As I fell, I grabbed a wooden washing trough. It saved my life. I now saw the truth. We hadn't landed on an island, but on the back of a gigantic whale. The fires we lit must have woken it from a long slumber. A huge wave washed me far away from the ship. I was alone, adrift on the vast ocean. The next morning, I washed ashore on a real island. As I explored, I saw a beautiful horse tethered on the beach. As I fed her some grass, a giant white sea stallion emerged from the waves to drag her into the sea. I couldn't let that happen. I grabbed a stick and beat the stallion until he retreated into the water. Just then, a man appeared. "Who are you?" he asked. I told him my story. He replied, "I am one of the king's grooms. You just saved his favorite mare. This encounter was my great fortune. The groom led me to the king Mirajon." After hearing my incredible story, the king was amazed. Believing I was blessed by God, he appointed me as the master of his port. One day, the very ship I had sailed on docked at the island. The captain recognized me immediately and told me my goods were still safe in the hold. I was overjoyed. I offered the goods to King Mirajon as a thank you, and in return he gifted me treasure worth 20 times more. I sailed back to Basra, sold my new treasures for a fortune, and returned to Baghdad a wealthy man. And so, Sinbad the sailor concluded, "I bought this palace and all you see." This is my first story. If you return tomorrow, I will tell you of my second voyage. He then gave Sinbad the porter 100 gold coins. The porter went home, his mind reeling from the incredible story and his own good fortune. And that's the tale of Sinbad's first voyage. What an adventure! If you enjoyed this story, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next one. Thanks for watching.